Pinoy Kapalaran, Pinoy Kapalaran, oh, Pinoy Kapalaran.
Magandang araw mga ka-zodiac! Welcome sa ating segment na Lucky Lotto Numbers. Halina't alamin kung ano ang swerteng numero para sa araw na ito base sa zodiac sign mo. Kaya mga ka-zodiac, good vibes lang at palaging maging positive ang mindset, huwag rin kalimutang magdasal sa taas para sa dagdag na swerte. Kunin na ang inyong papel at lapis at baka ikaw na ang susunod na lotto winner.
Habang pinapanood natin ang ating mga lucky numbers, heto naman ang isang inspiring story na pampagood vibes sa inyong lahat.
Eduardo Santos was a jeepney driver from a small town in Nueva Ecija. For over 2 decades, he lived a life marked by simplicity, waking up before sunrise and coming home only after the last ride was done. His wife, Lorna, ran a small carinderia while their 3 children studied hard with dreams of becoming a teacher, a nurse, and an engineer. Life was difficult, but Eduardo never complained. He believed that hard work and faith could carry them through. Every Sunday, Eduardo made it a habit to buy 1 lotto ticket after hearing Mass. He always chose the same combination of numbers, the birth dates of his wife and children. It was a simple tradition, a small act of hope. He never expected anything from it. For him, that piece of paper represented a prayer, a whisper of hope to the universe that maybe one day things would get better. One Wednesday afternoon, after finishing his route, Eduardo sat in his garage sipping his usual lukewarm coffee while listening to the radio. The lotto draw was on, and he paid attention casually out of habit. Then something strange happened. The first number matched, then the second. He sat up straight, the radio crackling with suspense. By the time all 6 numbers were announced, Eduardo's hands were trembling. He had just won 132 million pesos. He didn't shout, he didn't jump, he just sat there in silence, tears streaming down his cheeks. The years of sacrifice, of holding on to hope with little more than a prayer, had finally been rewarded. He called Lorna, who thought he was joking until she saw the ticket and the matching results for herself. That night, they didn't sleep. They held hands and stared at the ceiling, trying to comprehend how their lives were about to change. But Eduardo never saw the money as an escape. To him, it was a responsibility, a blessing meant to be shared. The first thing he did was repair the roof of their town's dilapidated elementary school, the same one he had attended as a child. He then donated hospital beds and medical supplies to the nearby health center, where many residents often waited long hours for help. He used part of his winnings to establish a scholarship fund for students who couldn't afford college. He visited local jeepney terminals, giving fuel cards and maintenance vouchers to fellow drivers. People began calling him Tatay Edu, not out of mockery, but respect. He stayed in the same neighborhood, lived in the same modest house, and continued eating at the same carinderia his wife had always run. Reporters from national news stations eventually came to his door. When asked why he didn't move to Manila or buy a mansion, Eduardo simply said, "What's the point of winning if you leave everyone behind? I didn't win to escape. I won so I could give back." His answer echoed across social media and became a favorite quote in classrooms and community centers alike. Soon, other towns began to feel the ripple effect of his kindness. His story inspired fundraising drives, community projects, and renewed faith in small acts of generosity. Local leaders took notice, and Eduardo was even offered a position in local government, which he politely declined. He said he wasn't meant to be a politician. He just wanted to live honestly and help where he could. His children all finished college with pride and returned home to serve the community. His wife expanded her carinderia and employed single mothers who needed work. Eduardo continued to drive his jeepney on weekends, waving at the people whose lives he had changed. He never forgot where he came from. Eduardo's life became a living reminder that wealth is not measured by what you keep, but by what you give. He was a quiet dreamer who turned fortune into purpose. And in doing so, he proved that even the most ordinary life can become extraordinary when guided by humility, generosity, and a heart full of love.
Maraming salamat sa inyong panonood at laging tandaan, hindi hawak ng mga bituin ang ating kapalaran. Gabay lamang ito. Meron po tayong wisdom at free will na pwede nating gamitin. Sa mga hindi pa po nag-subscribe, i-click lang ang subscribe button, pati na rin ang bell icon para lagi kayong updated sa ating daily horoscope.